right? So we'll try to understand transient keyword. So transient keyword, so we will apply at the time of serialization, right? So first we need to understand serialization and deserialization concept. Yesterday I explained it, so even if I will go through it once again, no problem. So you need to understand it, right? So actually why we are implementing all these applications, so we need to transfer the data from one place to another place, right? So suppose one bank is there, HDFC Bank, you have a account in HDFC Bank. So you are trying to get the amount, sorry, right? Right. Okay, no problem. So you can take any other example. Right. If you want to transfer the data, so from one machine to another machine or one place to another place through the network, you want to transfer the data one place to another place. Suppose you went to HDFC, any ATM center. So there you will enter your details, like your card number, your PIN number, how much amount of money you want to withdraw. So you will give some details. After collecting all the details, so the ATM machine will transfer the data through the network to the bank server, right? So when it is transferring the data to the ATM machine to the bank server, so at the end it is transferring a file. So it will collect the data from you and it will make it as a file and it will transfer the file through the network in the network. So how it will transfer in the network. So you cannot transfer the byte class dot class file directly. You need to convert that as a text file, right? So file supported format, not only text file, you can create another file also. So you need to convert that from object supported format to a text file supported format or network supported format. So we need to convert the data object supported format to file supported format. So how you will convert the data from object supported format to file supported format? So by using serialization technique, right? So ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందమ్మా ఇక్కడ? సో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అంటే ఏం లేదు. సో మనం ఏటీఎం సెంటర్కి వెళ్ళాం. ఏటీఎం సెంటర్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాను, కొన్ని డీటెయిల్స్ ఇస్తున్నాం. ఆ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని ఎక్కడ కలెక్ట్ అవుతాయి, ఒక క్లాస్ కింద కలెక్ట్ అవుతాయి. సో ఏదో ఒక క్లాస్లో కార్డ్ డీటెయిల్స్ రీడ్ చేస్తుంది, కార్డ్ నెంబర్ రీడ్ చేస్తుంది, కార్డ్ పిన్ నెంబర్ రీడ్ చేస్తుంది. Suppose you want to, what do you want, which kind of operation you want, either withdraw or you want to check the balance, you want to transfer the amount. So there are different options. Everything will be collected and it will make it as a file and it will transfer to the server. So it will go and hit the server and it will verify. That means some business logic will be executed. If everything is fine, suppose in your bank account you have 10,000, you are trying to withdraw 12,000. So that is not possible, right? So there will be some transaction between the ATM and machine. First it will go and check is the balance is available or not. If the balance is available, then it will come back and it will return the money, right? First it has to collect the information. Collecting the information, so they might be written some classes. So they will collect the information, they will collecting the information with the different formats. Maybe ATM number will be in string, maybe pin number will be in integer, maybe some other amount will be in double format, like that. So it will collect the data, it will transfer the data through the network. So how it will transfer the data, so it might be applying serialization concept, right? So here also we are trying to learn serialization concept, nothing great. So for that yesterday I written this class, right? So in this class, so instead of taking username, so we will read card number. So card number, runtime you need to read the card number. For reading the card number runtime, you just use the scanner class, ask the user to enter the PIN number, right? So card numbers. Right. So there is a machine, so like a swipe machine, it will read the data and it will transfer the data to this particular variable. So here you can give any number, right? This number. If you make it as a string, no problem. This is a number only, but it is in string format, right? Password is password, right? You are collecting only two details, card number and password, right? So forget about these two. Forget about this transient also here also. So actually you want to send these details, card number and card pin number, through the network, right? So if you want to transfer the data using file format, your data must be serializable. Your data must be serializable type, then only you can make it as a serialization, you can apply the serialization. So for that purpose, your class must be implements from serializable interface. There is a one interface, so interface name is serializable. So your class must be serializable type. So how it will be serializable type? If you implement from the serializable interface, so that is called serializable class, right? So serializable is interface available in java.io package. I imported that java.io package, so class is completed. So if you want, you can change the class name, no problem. Right. So card details. Right. సో దీంట్లో ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందండి? రైట్, ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే అడగవచ్చు, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో ఇంటరాక్షన్ ఉంటేనే క్లాస్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉంటుంది. నేను ఒక్కనే వాళ్తే కరెక్ట్ కరెక్ట్ కాదు. రైట్. సో సింపుల్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ దీస్ డీటెయిల్స్ త్రూ ద నెట్వర్క్, సో ఈ దిస్ క్లాస్ మస్ట్ బి సీరియలైజబుల్ టైప్. How it will be serializable type? So you must implement this class by implementing serializable interface. If you are implementing this serializable interface, so if the serializable interface contains any methods, you have to provide the implementation for those methods actually. But serializable interface is not a normal interface, it's a marker interface. So marker interface means which does not contains any methods. So here you no need to provide any implementation for that marker interface because you don't have any methods in this one. Right. So if you are implementing, what kind of ability you will get? So they provided some kind of code as part of the JVM. So that ability you will get. So that the ability means while transferring the data, so what kind of data we can transfer, we cannot transfer. So that kind of provide security at level, they are implemented. Right. You compile this code, right? So E daily classes Java C card details, compile it. So try to you not execute it. Why? Because you don't have main method. The class is ready. Now you can make this class as a serial, right? So this is your class. Yesterday I told you. So this is your class. So your class name is some card details.java. Now this class is compiled, right? So now this class is compiled. So after compilation, it will generate dot class file. So after compilation, it will generate dot class file, right? So it is generating dot class file here. So that is a card details dot class file. So now you want to serialize this data. So you want to transfer this data through the network to another machine. Through the network, you want to transfer this data to another machine. So consider this is the network. So like yesterday's only, right? So you need to transfer this data through the network to another machine. So in that case, you cannot send the bytecode directly. You need to make this file as a serializable. That means you need to convert this. This is in object supported format. Object supported format to file supported format. You need to convert it. Okay. So you need to convert it. File supported format. You need to convert it. For converting into file supported format. For converting that into file supported format. So consider this is a file supported format. So to make this object supported format to file supported format, So you need to apply the serialization. So apply the serialization. So if you apply the serialization, so then only it will convert from object supported format to file supported format. Right. So how to apply the serialization? Here you need to apply the serialization. Serialization. How to apply the serialization? We learned. So we are going through it one more time. So you need to use a first you need to create a file. So you need to create this file. Inside this file, you need to write this data from object supported format to file supported format. First, you need to create this file. For creating that file, so you can select any name. So I took abc.text file, right? So I need to forward the text file to file output stream. So actually, you are sending the data from here to here. That means it is transferring. So it has to output file. So if you are using here, this will be input file. From network, you are taking it. So to the network, you are sending it. So that means output, here input. So here you will use file output streams and object output stream classes to make the object serializable. To make this object serializable, so we are using file output stream class to write the data into that file, and object output stream class to make it as a file supported format. Object output stream class, right? So after that, in object output stream class, there is a method, write object, write object method. So by using these three, so file output stream, object output stream, and write method, so you are able to make this class in file supported format, right? So you can transfer that file through the network, and at the end, this side, so they can deserialize this object. They can receive this file first, then they can deserialize it and convert into object supported format. That means classes. You will trying to convert as a object. From the object, you are trying to get the data. Right. So this is your first class. You compiled it. Then serialization concept. So in serialization concept, right? Nothing is great here, right? Serialization one, class name. So first we need to create a file. So first you need to create this one, right? Which one? Text file, right? So for creating the text file, you can use file class. So you can use it this way for creating a file. So first it will verify either the file is there or not. If the file is there, in which location, it will verify in the E drive daily classes location. abc.text file is there or not, it will verify. If it is not there, it will create a new file, right? So the file will be pointing by the reference f reference. Using the f reference, you can write the data or read the data into that file, right? So this is one way of creating a file. So after that, we need to attach this reference. Actually, file class is available in java.io package. Import it, io.star, right? So after that, you need to forward this reference to file output stream class. File output stream FOS equal to new file output stream. So here you can pass this reference f, or directly you can pass this file name here. So file output stream class also will verify this abc.text file is there or not. If the file is not there, it will create it. So instead of writing two lines, so this line is not required, right? So we opened this class and we verified what are the constructors are there in this class. Around 6-7 constructors are there. For 6-7 constructors, one is the string type parameter, one is the file type parameter. So file type parameters means like this. So here you can pass f also, right? So we are creating object in this way. Then you need to use the second one, so that is object output stream. Object output stream class. Oh, yes, I am giving just a starting characters of every word. Starting character of every word. OOS means. FOS means starting character of every word. Right. So equal to new object output stream. Object output stream. So you can pass the reference, first reference here. Right. Then using this reference, so there is a method OOS dot. So you are trying to write the content into the file. So in this case, you will use write object method or write object method. So in which file? So using this one, you are applying this method. So that's it. So but here, which data you want to write? We need to pass which data you want to write. So in this file, which data you want to write? You want to write this class data. So that means first you need to create an object for this class. That object you need to pass to this write object method. Right. So first create the card details class object. Card details class object. Card details equal to new card details. Now you create an object. You pass this object to this one. Right. So after that, you just print a statement saying that this line is completed. Right. Serialization is completed just to get a message in the output stream. So actually, if you are using this file output stream, object output stream, so file output stream class, it will throws one exception saying that this file may be available, may not be available. In that case, it will throws file not found exception. That is a checked exception. So if you have doubt, you just open the API documentation. There is a constructor. Besides the constructor, it will throws the checked exception. Right. So I'm opening it. If you have doubt, no need to open. Yesterday we already saw. Right. So either you can apply try catch blocks to handle the exception. So actually this one is throwing checked exception. This one also throws checked exception. So this one will throws IO exception. This one will throws file not found exception. Right. If you want to see, you can see, no problem. A2SC API documentation. So you can open the version. So if you downloaded Java 16 version, you can open that. Here directly is not available. You need to download it and go through it. What happened? Internet is not working. Huh? Are you able to hear me? Right. Right, no problem. So it is not loading. I don't know. It's going to download. No, not happened. Okay, no problem. Right. So if you compile it automatically, you will get the errors. Right. If you don't know, you just compile it. Java C. So what is your file name? Serialization one dot Java. So you are getting error. First error is system.out.println line number 11. Line number 11 system dot out dot println. Right. So compile it. You are getting error. So first error, file not support, file not found exception. Right. So this is a, you are getting this error at the time of compilation time. So that is called checked exception. So how many checked exceptions are there? First one, file not found exception. Second one, IO exception. So third one also it is showing IO exception. Why? Because this method is throwing IO exception. This class is constructor is throwing IO exception. This constructor is throwing IO exception. Sorry, file not found exception. So these are checked exceptions. So if you don't want to handle the checked exceptions, you can use throws keyword. So after the throws keyword, you can use the class names. Alright. So class names are IO exception. First one. So second one, file not found exception. Right. Only these two exceptions. So actually this exception and this exception is available in IO package you already imported. So compile it. So you are not getting any error. Right. So try to execute it. Why? Because main method is there, serialization process is here. So execute it, serialization 1, to compile it. So now observe it has to generate a file abc.txt file. So in which location? E drive daily classes. So go to E drive daily classes. So there is a file, text file. Yesterday we created it, but today also we created it. So if yesterday's file is there, that will override with today's file. So today's time 4th 7 2021 8:32. So that is 4/7 2021 8:32. Just now this file is updated, right? If you open this file, so some content is there in that. So you are able to see the variable names, credit card, and a password, right? So now this file is in file supported format. So if you have doubt, you just open that dot class file. Where is the dot class file? Credit card details. uh, Open this one. Just try to verify if both are looking same or not. See here. So this is dot class file, credit card dot class file. So this is a abc.txt file. So this file content and this file content is different. Okay. So this is in object supported format. This is in file supported format. So if you want me to open in Notepad++, I will open there only. So abc.txt file. Let's see here. So this content and this content is different. So this is in object supported format. This is in file supported format. Right. So now serialization process is completed. We need to apply deserialization. So that means the file is ready. You can transfer this file through the network. So and in the other end, you will receive this file. You will receive this file that will be file supported format. File supported format of our details class. Right. So now this is in file supported format. To read the content from the file, first you need to make this file into object supported format. So you need to convert that into object supported format. For converting that into object supported format, we need to apply deserialization. Right. So you need to apply deserialization. After that, you will get the data in object supported format. Right. That may be like a class file. So it will be like a object supported format file. You will get it here. Object supported format. So from this, so you can convert into your class type, that is a credit card type. So you need to convert that into card details type. So from the card details type, you can get the card number and name, number and password, right? So this here what are the process we are performing, that is called deserialization. Deserialization. So for applying the deserialization process, first you need to know the file name. So we already know the file name is abc.txt. So that abc.txt file, first you need to read it. For reading the data, we are using file input stream class first. File input stream class first. By using that by using that class, we can read the content of a file. Right. So to make that file into convertible format, that means file supported format to object supported format, we will use object input stream class. So by using object input stream class, so there is a method called read method. So by using the object stream class, you can read the content by using read method, read object method. Right. So by using this read object method, the data will be converted into object supported format and it will give it to you. So you need to convert that object supported format to the child type. So actually it will return as a parent. You need to convert that as a child. From the child you can get the details. Right. So we are trying to learn these three steps. That's it. Right. So here, so deserialization is this one. So I'm closing these two. Deserialization. So remove all these things. Right. So deserialization. First you need to get the name. So what is your file name? abc.text file. So this file you need to convert into. First, we need to read the content of this file. So for that purpose, we are using file input stream class. File input stream FIS equal to new file input stream class. So you need to pass the file name to the file input stream class. Right. So file input stream class is available in java.io package. So import it. Imported. So if I am applying star means, so I am using one more class here also. That is a object input stream. That is also available in java.io package. That's why I am applying star. Otherwise, I can write directly file input stream. Instead of writing multiple import statements, I am applying star here. Right. So if you compile this program, so again you will get compile time error java c deserialization dot java. So you will get checked exception saying that file not found exception. That is a checked exception. So if you want to handle it, you can handle it by using try catch blocks. If you don't want to handle it, just directly throws to JVM. Right. So file not found exception, file not found exception. Then so you can read the file from this using this class. So we need to convert that as a object format. For that we are using object input stream. Right. So here you need to pass this reference, first reference to this one. So now on top of this object input stream, so there is a method called read method. Object, read object method. So if you apply this method, so it will read the content from this file and it will return as a object format, that is superclass format. That means you must store the data as part of superclass reference. So here obj is the superclass reference, that is object class. So now the content is available in superclass format. So as per this diagram, so this is available in superclass format. You need to convert that into subclass format. So for that we need to apply typecasting. So I am applying typecasting here. So I need to convert that into card details type. Card details, some card details equal to, so external typecasting card details obj. Right. So this is called external typecasting. Right. You are converting object type to subclass type. Right. So after this, so you can apply c dot. That means using the c dot, you can get the details of card number and a name, password. So I'm trying to print those details. System.out.println cd dot card number, card number and cd dot password. Right. So in this way I can get the data. Right. So I'm trying to compile this code. Actually this one will throws another exception, that is IO exception. Right. So compile the code. Deserialization one. So you are getting compile time error, cannot find the symbol card details. CARDDETAILS. What is the class name? Right. Maybe spelling mistake, that is a, yeah, one more exception, that is a class. Chepandamma. ఇక్కడ లేదు, ఇక్కడ నుంచి కాపీ చేసి పేస్ట్ చేశానమ్మా. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏది ఉంటే అదే పేస్ట్ చేశాను. CARBDE సంథింగ్ ఇక్కడ మిస్టేక్ రాశాను. ఓకే, సో నేను ఏం చేశాను, అదే మిస్టేక్ని ఇక్కడ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను. పేస్ట్ చేసి ఇక్కడ పేస్ట్ చేసి పెట్టేసాను. అంటే ఇందాక నేను టైపింగ్లో కరెక్ట్ కొట్టాను, కానీ ఇక్కడ ఫైల్ నేమ్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు తప్పు ఇచ్చాను. సో అందుకని అదే అనేబుల్ టు ఫైండ్ అవుట్. సో ఇప్పుడు కాపీ పేస్ట్ చేశాను కాబట్టి నో ప్రాబ్లం. కానీ ఇప్పుడు వచ్చిన ఎర్రర్ వేరే ఎర్రర్. అంతకుముందు వచ్చిన ఎర్రర్ వేరు, ఇప్పుడు వచ్చిన ఎర్రర్ వేరు. ఇది చెక్డ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ రిలేటెడ్ క్లాస్ నాట్ ఫౌండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ వచ్చింది. ఓకేనా. సో రీడ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మెథడ్ క్లాస్ నాట్ ఫౌండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ త్రో చేస్తుంది. రైట్. సో మీరు ఏంటంటే నేను కూడా ఇంట్రెస్ట్గా చెప్పగలను. రైట్. It is not opening API documentation J2SC. Right. It will open now. Okay. So you can open IO package. So IO package. So here we are getting checked exception, right? So checked exception, class not found exception, where you are getting read object method, right? So open the read object method that is available in object output stream class. Object output stream. So read object method. Where is the read of the all this constructor summary? Read object method, right? Read READ. Control F. READ. Read object method. See. Okay, you can see here also, no problem. Read object method. After the method, it is throwing two exceptions, IO exception and class not found exception, both. But in our program, we written only IO exception. Class not found exception we didn't add. That's why it is throwing. So suppose if there are 10 exceptions are there, 10 checked exceptions. Instead of writing 10 checked exception names, you can conclude with only one. That is enough, right? So usually throws exception, that's it. This is a super class for all the exceptions, right? So here I will compile it, not getting any error. So actually here you need to write, so file not found exception, IO exception, class not found exception, these three. Instead of writing these three, so I am adding only one, that is a super class name. If it is throwing any exception, so the super class will handle those exceptions. So we'll discuss it at exception handling time. So compiled it, compilation successfully, compiled successfully. So execute it, deserialization. You are getting, so card number 1234, sorry, card number is this one, password is this one. So here card number is this one, password is this one. So this is a concept of serialization and deserialization. If you want to transfer the data through the network, so you can apply serialization and deserialization techniques. Right. Actually, we are discussing the access modifiers. So we are discussing about transient keyword. Right. So we can apply the transient keyword. So in these three areas, so for instance variables, for static variables, and for, that's it, only instance and static. Maybe instance final and static final. Right. So before the instance variable, if you apply transient keyword, and before the static keyword, static variables, if you apply transient keyword, no problem, you don't get any compile time error. The same way for instance final variables and static final variables, if you apply also, you don't get any compile time error. Right. But so transient keyword is useful in case of instance variables. Maybe that is only instance, not in case of instance final, not in case of static final, right? So not in case of static. So this is useful only static instance, right? So if I apply a transient keyword here, what will happen? Transient keyword, what will happen? So actually this credit card number is assigned with some number or some string. So instead of passing, if you apply this credit card variable as a transient type, so credit card as a transient type, in that case what will happen? Whenever you are applying the serialization technique, that time instead of passing the existing value, it will pass default value. So this is a string type, so default value will be null. Null it will pass. So if you apply transient keyword here, so this is an integer type. So here it will pass 0 as a default value instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the time of serialization, if you don't want to pass the existing values, if you want to pass the default values, in that case we will use this transient keyword. That's it. సో ట్రాన్సియంట్ కీవర్డ్ పర్పస్ ఏమంటే, ట్రాన్సియంట్ కీవర్డ్ ఎక్కడ యూజ్ చేస్తాం? సీరియలైజేషన్ టెక్నిక్లో యూజ్ చేస్తాం. సో సీరియలైజేషన్ టెక్నిక్లో ఎందుకు? డేటాని కనుక హిడెన్ చేసి, అంటే ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా ఉన్న డేటా ఫార్వర్డ్ చేయకుండా, సో డిఫాల్ట్ డేటా ఫార్వర్డ్ చేసి, ఈ డేటా కావాలంటే మనం గెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, వేరే ప్రాసెస్ ఉంది దానికి, సో ప్రాసెస్ ద్వారా గెట్ చేయొచ్చు, చెప్తాను. సో ప్రస్తుతానికి డిఫాల్ట్ వాల్యూస్ పంపేయాలంటే యూ కెన్ అప్లై ట్రాన్సియంట్ కీవర్డ్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ సీరియలైజేషన్. Right? So if you compile and execute this program, so yesterday we tried it, right? So compiling credit card details compiled successfully. So you made the changes, those changes must be reflected in the deserialization. For that, first you need to make it as a serialization. So serialization compiled, serialization executed. So that means now that is the details are available in abc.txt file. So now you need to get that abc.txt file using the deserialization, right? Compiled and executing deserialization. You are getting 0 and null. Suppose if this variable is final instance variable. So earlier only, transient instance variable. Now transient final instance variable. So in this case what will happen? So in this case the number is there, card number is there. So verify either you are getting card number or null value. Compile, serialization, execution, deserialization, execution. You are getting the card number here, right? In earlier case you didn't get the card number. Why? Because this is an instance variable, but that is a final variable. If this is a final variable, so transient is not applicable in this case. Why? Because we cannot change the final variable values. If you want to declare, so it is not throwing any compile time error. But so if you apply final and transient, so final is the last. It won't change the values. So in case of static integer, some amount, you can take some, instead of variable you can take some value, that's it. Now this is a static variable, so you can get the static variable value when you deserialize it, right? So we'll try that one also. Compile, execute, deserialization, execute. So I didn't add the j variable value, deserialization. So jr, what is the number? X. Deserialization, we need to print that x value. I didn't print it, that's why you didn't get the data x. So this is static variable. If you want, you can print static. Compile it, execute it, you are getting static variable value. Suppose if you apply for the static variable, if you apply the transient, here, so there is no use. So why? Because static variables are allocated memory at the time of class loading, and transient variables are part of object, not part of class level. So transient variables is at object level. Object level means we are converting the object supported format to file supported format, not class level. So this will work only for instance variables. So object level only it will work. So it won't work for static variables. Static and transient combination is valid, but it don't get the default values. So why? Because this is not part of the object. So you will get 10 as a result if you apply transient also. So now try it. For details, serialization, execution, deserialization, execution. So you are getting I variable value as a 10 only, right? It is not updated with a. Okay, if you want to see the change, I changed it for 20. Now you will get 20. See, observe here. Earlier I didn't change it, just simply I gave the number only. Now you will get 20. Just to make you people that is updating value or not. So I updated 20. So 20 is getting the output. But even if this is a transient, you are not getting default value. So for this, suppose this is the final. So for static only it is not applying. So how it will apply for final? Not possible, right? So for local variables, you are not supposed to assign transient. So if you apply, you will get compile time error only, right? So transient keyword we will apply only for instance variables. So that too to get the default values instead of existing values, right? సో ఇది ఒకసారి మీరు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి ట్రై చేయండి అండి, రైట్. Remaining keywords means that access specifier keywords we will discuss based on the topic. Like synchronization time we will discuss, multi-threading time we will discuss synchronized keyword, JDBC time we will discuss about native methods, strict FE, so that we can discuss anytime, but you don't get the you don't get that much feel. So either it is reflecting the values or not in the same mission. If you are executing in different missions, you might be see the output.